physics word, and today we will start with dimensional analysis topic. This is one of the most important topic of class 11th. It is given in chapter 1. So dimensional analysis is the total analysis of the physical world which is regarding with the term dimensions. Many times you use this kind of word dimension. The dimension of this particular body is given, like you can define the shape, you can measure the shape, like a rectangular shape, your shape of your book is rectangular, or shape of the frame is square. So you can define the shape or structure of any body and you can measure that structure. It is given in mathematical physics. So that dimension is regarding with the shape which can be measurable, that is corresponding to the dimension. Okay. Now, what is the definition of dimension? That means what? That power to which, if you want to define the word dimension physically, what you will write, power to which any physical unit can be raised is called dimension. Okay, so this is called dimension, means power to which any physical quantity can be raised. Like if you have a length of cloth or a scale, so which physical quantity you will use and what unit you will apply here. You know about the law of unit. So physical quantity here is the length and corresponding unit is meter. This is unit and this one is physical quantity. Okay. If you want to calculate the area of this particular shape, let the shape is having some area, then what will happen? Then you have to calculate the physical quantity as area and the corresponding unit is meter square. If you want to calculate the volume of this particular shape body, there it is mentioned that this one is a cuboid structure. So cuboid structure volume can be calculated by taking the power as cube. So you can see that meter is only given here. Meter is the fundamental unit. You know about the fundamental quantities and fundamental units, corresponding unit. Length, mass, time, luminous intensity, current, temperature, and more quantities are there which are known as supplementary quantities like radian and steradian. Units are there for angle and solid angle. So here, if it is mentioned that length, then you are taking the unit as meter. If you are taking area, then square of the meter. If you are taking volume, then cube of the volume. If you want to calculate the unit, let it be acceleration. So what is the unit of acceleration? That is meter per second square or meter second inverse 2. So here meter has single power and second has the power -2. Okay. So means what? The power to which any physical quantity can be raised is called dimension. So here we will take the dimension as like velocity. If we are taking the velocity is equal to what? Distance or displacement per unit time. If you are taking speed, it is distance per unit time. It will come in the next chapter, kinematics. So speed is distance per unit time, velocity is displacement per unit time. Now corresponding unit is what? Meter per second. Okay. So here meter is having the power 1 and second is having the power -1. Okay. So this means what? The power is corresponding to the dimension of that physical quantity. This is the dimension of physical quantity V. Okay. So means what? We can calculate we can measure any physical quantity in terms of the physical unit by taking the power of that value, that physical unit, and this may be this can be represented in terms of m. M here is not meter, it is mass. L here is length and T here is time. So we will use this short notation for the different value. M for mass, L for length, T for time, and theta you can use for angle. This is corresponding to angle and afterward temperature in to identify or to represent the temperature unit or temperature dimension, again theta is used. So these are the terms that can be used in any dimensional value. Okay, and we can take the power of this value in place of these units, meter, second, or that meter square or second square. Okay, we are going to take the terms short notation as mass, length, time, and this is for temperature, theta. This is for temperature. So these are the terms we will use for applying the dimensional formula to any physical quantity. Okay. Now, if we want to calculate the dimensional formula, for let us take one example, force. So what is the dimensional formula for force? That is, first of all, we need to apply the formula F is equal to ma. This is the formula. So for mass, we will write it as m. Dimensional formula always represented inside the big bracket. So here m will be used. For the acceleration, again we need to check the basic formula for acceleration. Acceleration is equal to rate of change of velocity. So delta v by delta t. For this formula, we can write down that it is for the meter per, this is meter per second and this is second. So meter per second inverse 2. Your meter per second square. So here we will write it as LT minus 2. For meter we are using length and for time we are using T. Okay. So MLT minus 2, this one is the formula for dimensional formula for force. Similarly, you can calculate the dimensional formula for any physical quantity, like I am taking the case impulse. So impulse I is represented by force multiplied by time. So now you know the formula, dimensional formula for force. So you have to add up one dimensional value for time. Here you will come as MLT minus 1, minus 2 and plus 1, it will become minus 1. So MLT minus 1 is the dimensional formula for impulse. For dimensional formula work, that will be W, that is equal to force into displacement. You can see if we calculate the different formula, if we know the different formula, we can easily calculate the dimensional formula corresponding to that quantity. So for force we can write MLT minus 2, and for displacement we can write L. Displacement is a type of length, so it will be written as L. So you will get the formula as ML2T minus 2. So in this manner you can calculate many physical quantity. Term by term you will get the physical quantity, like kinematics start with the distance or displacement. Okay. This word is, this word is four-dimensional body. This universe is four-dimensional body. One is length, that length is in 3 dimension, x, y, z, and the fourth dimension is time. This universe is moving with some speed in this space. This is not stable, it is moving in the space. So that is why time is one more quantity, one more coordinate which is given here, and that is why the word is not 3D, it is 4D word, four-dimensional word. Okay. So dimension is corresponding to the limit of any physical body, and the universe is four-dimensional body. Okay. Earth is also a four-dimensional body because Earth is having the volume as well as Earth is moving with time. So that is why time is also one more dimension of Earth. That is why Earth is again a four-dimensional body. So dimensions is required here. This is very interesting, very important topic for further competition also, whether you are appearing in NEET, in AIIMS, in any other competitive examination, either engineering IIT examination or any other medical examination. So go through with these quantities. These are the base, whether you are going for NDA 2. So X, Y, Z and T are the four dimensions of any body. And if you know the basic formula, you can move with these quantities. Now, you know that in kinematics you will read about The displacement, first of all position, then path length, then displacement, distance, velocity, then acceleration, then force. After force you will read about dynamics. That means force, if the force is counted in the physical quantity, then the kinematics turns into dynamics. That means we are observing the cause behind the motion. So that the branch of physics turns into dynamics. Okay. Afterward, whenever you will apply force, then you need to calculate the work value. So work is again corresponding to dynamics part of the physics portion. Mechanics has two portions, one is kinematics and one is dynamics. So here, why I am telling all these things to you, because you have to go through with these in the same sequence in first book of NCERT. So it will be better for you to know the sequence how to study. And in my further videos, I will upload some systematic way, that some video related to systematic way of learning physics, understanding physics. Okay. So here dimensional formula is the formula regarding to the any physical quantity by which we can find out the dimension of that physical body. Okay. Now, dimensional formula we can calculate. I have taken 3 examples. Then come to the analysis part, that application of dimensional formula. Okay, we will apply the dimensional formula, and I told it, you have seen in my previous formula, that previous lecture, that dimensional formula must be represented inside the big bracket. If you have not mentioned the bracket, that is not corresponding to dimensional formula. So always use big bracket to show the dimensional formula for any physical quantity. Okay. Now we will take the case of application of dimensional formula, which is called dimensional analysis. So there are 3 applications of dimensional formula. Dimensional formula, I will write it by very short terms, DIM dot. Okay, because we have to use this term many times. So DIM formula, we are now going through the topic application or dimensional formula. So number 1 application, to convert the unit So this is one application of dimensional formula. Second, to check the homogeneity of equation. You know, in physics you will get so many equations, so many derivations, so be ready for it. And to deduce formula. So this is the most important application of dimensional analysis, that is deduce the formula. We can generate the formula by using dimensional analysis. This is the most important thing. So let us take the case one by one. First of all, to convert the unit. Let it be given in your question. I am taking one example for first application. Let you have to convert 9.8 meter per second square, which is the G value over the sea level, 9.8 meter per second square. We have to convert it in CGS system. Okay, so that means the conversion of unit from MKS to CGS. You heard about the two types of that system. That is, one is MKS, one is CGS. More are there. One is FPS system, foot pound second system. So one is MKS, meter kilogram second system. Second is foot pound second system, foot length, pound mass, and length. That second is corresponding to time. Afterward, the third system is what? That is CGS. C means centimeter, G means gram, S means second. So CGS system, that is one more system. And SI system, that means International Standard System, is generally the MKS system. This is the same. Both are the same thing. The SI unit and the MKS unit are same. So you will go through with this whenever it will ask in the question that solve the formula and write the last answer in SI unit. So SI unit means what? MKS unit. So whenever you will go through the numerical, then you will check that many quantities are given in some other system and you have to solve the units in SI system. So you must know the conversion of unit. Now here the step 1. First step is we will apply the basic formula for unit. We can say it as the unit law, that N into U is equal to constant. What does it mean? This is known as law of unit. N is the numeric value and U is unit. So numeric value multiplied by unit is always constant. Okay? Whenever you can say in this manner that numeric value is inversely proportional to unit. Larger the unit, smaller the numeric value. Smaller the unit, larger the numeric value. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. 100 is larger numeric value and centimeter is a smaller unit. And 1 is smaller numeric value and meter is the bigger unit compared to centimeter. So that is the case that numeric value is inversely proportional to unit. So Nu is equal to constant. We can take it as N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2. I hope you all read about Boyle's law, Charles' law and all that. You know that in Boyle's law, Charles' law, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. You read it and uttered it so many times. So that is why it is very simple. N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2. So what you have to do, you will apply one numeric value which is given in the question and corresponding unit in the dimensional formula form, and in other side you will get the numeric value in the unit which is asked in the question. So here the numeric value is given as 9.8, and for meter per second square you will use the dimensional formula as what? LT minus 2. Meter per second square. For meter L length, for second inverse 2 means T inverse 2. So we can apply this dimensional formula and we will place one value L1 T1. This is one system, so that is why we have mentioned it as 1. Okay. Now in other system we don't know the numeric value, we have to find out the value, and the unit is in place of this one. Again unit is same because we have to convert G value in the CJ system. So unit will be same. Okay. So here it will come as L2 T2 minus 2. Got it? Now what will you do? Come to this point. L1 T1 is corresponding to MKS system. You can write here in the above portion. This is MKS, MKS1 is CGS. So corresponding to this left hand side, 9.8 inside the bracket, in place of L1 we will write meter because L is corresponding to length, meter, and for T1 second inverse 2. This is MKS system. Now here N2, and inside the bracket it is given in the question CJ system, you have to convert it. So in place of L2 you will use it centimeter, and in place of T2 you will use second inverse 2. So we'll get N2 is equal to 9.8. Take the unit in one side, meter over centimeter. Centimeter will come in denominator now, and second inverse 2 divided by second inverse 2, both will be cancelled out. Afterward 9.8, to cancel out these units you have to convert. So meter conversion in centimeter is 100. Centimeter divided by centimeter, we will get it as 9800. So N2 value is 9800, and this this is 980. This one is 980. N2 is equal to 980. Point is given here, so it will come as 980. So this is the numeric value in CJ system. So this is called the conversion of unit from one system to other system. First application. Okay. This is generally not asked in this many examination. You can, because these are very simple questions, you can do it by your own. So no need to ask in examination to make the examination so much easy. Okay. So first one is solved. Now the come to second portion, second point, to check the homogeneity of equation. we have to check whether the equation is correct one or not. The simple meaning of this sentence is only this: we have to check the equation is correct, left hand side is equal to right hand side terms or not. So let us take one example. It is given as S is equal to ut plus half gt. I know you will say that no, it is no, ma'am, it is not half gt, it is half gt square. But in your question it is given. Because this equation is known to you, so you can easily find out that whether this equation is wrong. But if any equation is not known to you, then you can check that equation by the homogeneity principle. One more equation is there. I hope you read that equation in chemistry. Van der Waals equation. Okay, this one is the equation, Van der Waals equation. You can check the homogeneity of the equation as well as you can find the dimensional formula of A and P by using the equation. Okay, I will tell some tricks which are important to find out the dimensions of different terms in an equation. I will go through with this equation. So first of all, in left hand side, if we will solve this term, so left hand side dimension is what? S is a type of distance, so it will come as L. Now come to the right hand side terms. In one side, all the terms should have the same dimensional formula. Then only the equation is correct one. If the first term formula, dimensional formula is equal to the second term dimensional formula, then only the equation is correct, and both should be equal. That means in between the addition or subtraction sign, the dimensional formulas are same. So for the ut term, dimensional formula, whatever the dimensional formula is equal to the dimensional formula for half gt, then only the right hand side terms are equal to the left hand side terms. Similarly, you will apply the same principle here. Corresponding to the plus sign or minus sign, the dimensional formula for both the terms should be equal. That means dimensional formula for P should be equal to dimensional formula for A over B square, the whole terms. Dimensional formula for P is equal to dimensional formula for A over B square. Similarly, dimensional formula for V is equal to dimensional formula for B. So by this way, we solve the dimensional formula for unknown quantity given in an equation. So right hand side term ut. For ut you will get the term as L. First of all, for u, Lt minus 1. For t, it will be t only time. So you will get the term L. It is correct one. Now go to the second term, half gt. So what is the dimensional formula for half? Has no dimensional formula. Remember, dimensional analysis has some limitations. It will not go through the dimensional formula for any angle. Okay, remember this point. It has no dimensional formula for any angle. Angle के लिए कोई dimensional formula आप apply नहीं करोगे. And second thing, it has no dimensional formula for any constant value or any numeric value or any integral terms. So half is an integral term. So we will not use any dimensional formula for half, and we will not apply this half in the dimensional formula. Whenever there is any integral terms or any constant value given in any terms in an equation, then you will not apply that constant value in the dimensional formula. So this is the rule. So for g is acceleration due to gravity. So dimensional formula for this is Lt minus 2. And for t, the dimensional formula is t. So what will you gain here? T minus 2 and t to the power 1. You will get it as Lt minus 1. So you can see that both the term dimensional formula are not equal. These two are not equal to each other. So that means what? If these are not equal to each other, the equation is wrong. And we have to correct this equation by equating the dimensional formula. So there must be a square term. If there is a square term, here it will come as a square term, and you will gain the only L terms for the second term of right hand side. Then only the equation will be correct. So this is corresponding to homogeneity of the equation. This is very important. Okay, I am giving you one question which you will solve by your own, and you can write down the solution in my comment box. So example I have taken as V minus of B over C square plus S plus S divided by D, that is equal to 0. Okay, this is a term and you have to find the dimensional formula for B, C and D terms. Here S is length, or we can write it as distance. V here is velocity. Okay, so you can solve the dimensional formula for B and C and all that term by equating the terms dimensional formula in the sides of, at one sides of the plus or minus sign. Okay. Now come to the third part. Third part is to deduce the formula. Okay. Now let us take one case, one example. That example is, but the basic example is what? T is given, it depends on L and it depends on G. T here is time period. Time period of simple pendulum depends on L and depends on acceleration due to gravity. Depends on length of the simple pendulum and depends on acceleration due to gravity. So you have to find the relation of T, L and G. That means you have to find the formula for T, L and G. Okay. One case is this one, and second one, that capillary action, that height of the capillary, height of the liquid in a capillary depends on, it depends on number one, that radius of capillary, density of liquid, that acceleration due to gravity and the angle. Angle term will not be come in the formula. Why? I told it that theta, that angle has no dimensional formula. So that is why angle term will not come in the formula, but it is given here that it depends on angle too. So you can remove of this term by solving the relation. Okay. So by this way you have to find out, and one more term is here, I forgot that term, that is height of the liquid in a capillary tube also depends on tension. T here is tension, tension of liquid which is filled inside the capillary tube. Okay, so T, R, rho and G, these are the terms on which height of liquid in a capillary tube depends. So you can solve the formula. So first of all, I am taking one case here, that simple pendulum case. This is the simple pendulum case. Everything will be mentioned in your question. Only you have to find out the relation. So T dependency on L. First of all, we do it step number one as T is proportional to, let L to the power A. Because it is, we have to find out the dimensional formula. We don't know that T is equal to L square G or L divided by G or L under root G. Like this way, it may happen that any kind of power is used for the right hand side terms on which the time period depends. This is the time period of simple pendulum, length of simple pendulum, acceleration due to gravity. So we have taken the case T is directly proportional to L to the power A and G to the power B. Okay. So to remove this proportionality, step number 2, we will do T is equal to L. K, first of all we will use one constant K L to the power A, G to the power B. Okay. Now, you will compare the dimensional formula of left hand side and right hand side. So, left hand side dimensional formula is T only. That means time period is given here. So, T should be the notation. Afterward, in the right hand side, there is no dimensional formula for constant term. So, you will not use any dimensional formula for K, and you will remove that K in the dimensional formula step. This is step number 3. So, for L, the dimensional formula is length only, length of the simple pendulum, L to the power A. And for G, the dimensional formula is Lt minus 2. It is acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration dimensional formula is Lt minus 2. Whenever you will solve the dimensional formula for different fundamental quantities of different physical quantities, more you practice, more you will gain the formula. Means what you can easily grasp in mind, that everything will be in your mind. It depends on maximum practice done by you. So physics is not the subject to do the oral part only. It is the subject to do the written part. The more you will write, the more you will gain. So remember this, you have to write it. So compare up. Now what will we do? We will write the dimensional formula in the standard form. This is step number 4. Dimensional formula in standard form. It is very important. You will not see here that it is much more important, but later on whenever you will solve more and more questions numerical based on this application to introduce the formula, you will gain that more and more requirement of application of that full dimensional formula. We have to write M, L, T and theta terms in all the formula. Okay. So here we will write m to the power 0. Anything to the power 0 is equal to 1. So m to the power 0, L to the power 0, but T is to the power is not 0. So we will write here as T. And in right hand side, we will collect the terms which are similar. So here L terms are similar here. So we will write L to the power A plus B. Powers are add up in product. So A plus B. Afterward, the second one is what? T to the power minus 2B. Here no other terms is given for T, so T to the power minus 2B. Okay. Now compare, this one is step number 4. Compare the terms which are similar and calculate the power. Compare the power terms of similar dimensional value in left hand side and right hand side. So power terms A plus B is equal to 0. L power 0 here, L power A plus B. Here T power 1 and T power minus 2B. So minus 2B is equal to 1. So we got 2 equations. And in mathematics, in accordance with mathematics, we need only 2 equations to solve the 2 variable terms. So minus 2b is equal to 1. So b is equal to minus 1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2 means what? Under root terms will come. And if we will apply this b value here, we will get the value a minus half is equal to 0. It implies that a is equal to half. Now, this was the assumption which we have taken is in step number 1 and 2. So, we will write the value of a and b in equation 1. This is your equation number 1. Apply this value. T is equal to k, L to the power a means half, L to the power half, and g to the power b. So, g to the power minus half. You will gain the term T is equal to k under root L divided by g. Okay, minus half means what? There is a denominator terms in under root, inside the under root. So, under root L divided by g. And the actual formula for time period for the simple pendulum is T is equal to 2 pi under root L by g. This you will get it in one of the chapter in first NCERT book. Okay, whenever you will go through the simple harmonic motion topics. So T is equal to 2 pi under root of L by G. So this is the reduction of formula from the given terms on which any physical quantity depends. I hope you understood the topic. These are very important, and some of the numerical we will do along with this topic. Okay. So let's start with the numerical part. Minus 1 meter per second. It is not 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, which is the known value. And again in the question it is given, what is the distance between sun and earth in terms of the new unit if the light takes 8 minutes 20 seconds to cover this distance. So time, this is the time 8 minutes 20 seconds, and the total time in second is 500 seconds. Okay, and you have to calculate the distance between sun and earth. So you know, so basic formula is what? Distance is equal to speed into time. So speed here is given as 1 and time here is 500. So overall distance will come as 500 unit. Whatever be the unit. It is not mentioned exactly, it is meter per second. So whatever be the unit, that is the value of D, distance between sun and earth. Okay. Now come to the next question. The photographer of a house occupied an area of 1.75 centimeter square. So area is given. Next question. Area is given as 1.75 centimeter square on a 35 millimeter side. So 35 millimeter slide is given, and slide area is 1.75 centimeter square. The slide is projected to a screen and the area of the house on the screen is 1.55 meter square. This slide is projected over a house, and now the area, next area is observed as 1.55 meter square. So what is the linear magnification of projector? So in this question, A dash is given as 1.55 meter square. When we are watching that, we are observing that house with the help of that projector. So this one is the value of A dash, that means image area. So magnification, this is asked in the question, what is linear magnification? So linear magnification you read in class 10th too, that is, it is height of image over height of object, or we can say it as dimension of image over dimension of object. Scaling on both sides, we will get it as area of image over area of object, keeping in mind that we have assumed that area is corresponding, area of that house is corresponding to the square shaped body. So if we are taking the square, so side square is equal to area. Now putting the value, m square is equal to 1.55 meter square, and here it is given in centimeter square. So 10 to the power minus 2 minus 2 minus 4 meter square. Now solve this value. 53153 and 55, so 31 over 35, 10 to the power 4. So m square will come as here, it will come as 31 over 35, 10 to the power 4. It will go up in numerator. So m is equal to under root of 31 divided by 35 into 10 to the power 2. Now you will get this value. If you will solve the value, this is less than the 0.1 term. This value will come as I think that it will come as 0.9, or here if you calculate it, the answer here is coming as 94.1, and there is no unit corresponding to it. Why it is coming? Because the answer will come as 0.94 something, and 10 to the power 2 will be product of this value. So that means what? 94.1 without unit. So this one is the answer. You can calculate the value. Okay. So you can solve some numerical of NCERT that are very important because they are very different from each other. So first of all, go through the numerical of NCERT. I will solve some more questions based on some competitive examination so that you will go through the steps and solution how to do that numerical. Thank you.